So, hello, you guys. I am getting ready to go out on a Friday night to listen to my favorite band, but I wanted to do a YouTube about some things that have come up this week in my thinking. So, I had expressed in a previous video about how my life has become the experiment. My life is the experiment about this law, this universal law that people talk about. I listened to another YouTube today about it, and there's some people who have really perfected it, and then I think a certain amount of us, myself included, have not been as aware of it and have been living a bit on default mode, just allowing life to seemingly happen to us instead of creating it, creating our reality, which I believe that we have the power to create our reality, and we are creating our reality whether we want to accept that or not. So, I had started a new position this week, and I had gone out. It's quite a drive for me to get to this new position, and I will be working with children, young children again, birth to 3 with developmental delays. And I had driven a couple hours, gotten up really early in the morning, went to a meeting. I was so happy, so excited, so like anxiously in a good way, excited to meet everyone. And as the day unfolded, I think I just also got tired, but I started to go back into my primal fear. Oh my God, how am I going to support us mode? Which I have been in pretty consistently for like off and on for the last year. This has been a a this has been the angst for me, has been the survival mode, and even today being brought to tears about it. And it's like, so what is this? Like, I guess like fear of being homeless, which sounds utterly absurd, but so the last year I have put absolutely everything into an idea. I put everything that I am into an idea. I've written my first book and I've self published it. I've done 8, 9 uh, podcasts that are now out on Spotify and iTunes and Podbean or something like that, Bean Pod or something. And I have started a website and my YouTubes I don't even know how many YouTubes I have, but I chronicled this journey on my YouTube, and what I've realized is that I have become the experiment. So every day, I'm multiple times a day, I'm checking in with myself. I find that a good percentage of the time I'm really engrossed in whatever I'm doing. I'm very present. I'm like, sitting in meetings, trying to figure stuff out, make appointments, and I'm really focused on what I'm doing. And then other times when I'm driving, okay, how am I feeling? How am I feeling? I'm just constantly checking in to make sure that I'm in a good headspace. So yesterday I'm in this great mood. I'm on cloud 9. I'm just so excited. And and then something happens, and then this like series of events, which is how it happened. I talk about like the snowball at the top of the hill, and then it gets momentum, and then it goes downhill, and it gains and it gains and it gets bigger, 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 and then it's this big, hairy deal at the bottom of the hill. And then I'm just in a puddle. I'm in just this huge fear space. And so now I'm like, okay, I'm looking at this. I'm looking squarely at this. I'm like, okay, what is this? It's really primal. It's fight or flight. It is a core belief. This is a core belief that I need to look at. I need to look at this core belief. So I'm driving home yesterday, and I do what I do quite often, and I listen to an Abraham Hicks YouTube. I'm listening to this Abraham Hicks YouTube where she's talking about how she had lost something, and she looked and she says quite sweetly 1,000 times, which she probably didn't, but anyway, she had looked many times in this file cabinet for this thing that she had lost, and she could not find it. And she was talking about how her belief that it was lost was more prevalent, was this bigger belief than even wanting it. So she believed so strongly that it was lost that she was not able to see it. So I've been thinking about this idea that I've shared in previous videos, because remember when I talked about when a log falls in a forest, it does not make a sound unless there is a receptor to hear it. Okay, so last night I was doing a podcast and I made this huge epiphany, and it's really, really, really significant. So I have a fan, I have a ceiling fan going right now. And what I've noticed is that sometimes I hear it and sometimes I don't, and I only hear it when I'm paying attention to it. So when I'm not paying attention to it, I literally can't hear it. So is it still making a sound? Because it kind of seems like it's not. It seems when I don't pay any attention to it, when I'm not paying attention to it, I actually it's not making a sound because it does not have a receptor. Nothing is perceiving it. So I got to thinking about this idea that Esther Hicks, when she lost this thing, that she actually couldn't see it. Like she actually could not see it. Like I've been talking about, like, are there things that actually are things around us that are matter? Are they there when we are not perceiving them? So while I was driving, I was thinking about the highway that I was on. I was thinking about the fact that I've driven this highway so many times that I have a very, very strong belief that that highway is going to be present. But I'm always a little leery about taking a new road. I'm kind of leery about it. Like where I'm going, I think there may be shortcuts between where I live and this job that I have taken on. And I've been a little leery. I've been thinking about getting a detailed map about the area and trying to take some of these back roads because I think it may save me time and energy. And I think, like, practicing a new belief. So practicing a new belief, it's like the belief that it's going to turn out the way it always has. Like yesterday, when it turned out that I will not be compensated the way that I thought I was going to be compensated, it's like my brain grabbed onto that belief because that's a strong belief of mine. Oh yeah, see, and I found this evidence, and then the whole thing just went downhill. But what if that's not the truth? I'm holding on to this belief that's not the truth. And so I have to have the belief that I will be compensated for my skills, that I will be compensated handsomely for my skills. I have to have that belief be bigger than the belief that I'm holding. It's really, really so strange. I'm not entirely sure what is out there, to be quite frank. And I'm going to talk about this in more videos. Because I talked about the night vision goggles and how there's so much that we can't see because our eyes just can't see it. Like there's all these dimensions out there. Like there's infinite dimensions, and there's things going on that we cannot hear. And there's ideas out there that we cannot actually comprehend, and they're all around us, all these potentialities. Anyway, so today I've been like up and down in this idea and really practicing trying to learn a new way of being and to give up this primal belief and try a new road. I'm going to try a new road, and I'm just on that path, and I will get back and share with you my results because my life is the experiment. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll be back.